Statements expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of WWDB, its staff, or management.
You are listening to In the Know with David O. Informative, substantive, intelligent talk radio on 860 AM WWDB. And now, your host, Philadelphia Councilman David O.
Good afternoon. This is David O. Thank you so much for joining me and my amazing guests. We are going to hear from some very creative ladies this hour. First up is going to be Laurin Talese. That's a name to remember, Laurin Talese. She is a acclaimed jazz vocalist. I just say vocalist. You know, she can sing very, very well, and you'll hear her live here. She's going to do a couple of songs. She was, by the way, the winner of PHL LIVE Center Stage Jazz just last year. And then we're going to hear from just a Philadelphia icon, Joan Meyers Brown. If you don't know the name, you should, because she is the founder and artistic director of Philadanco. That's a Philadelphia dance company and the Philadelphia School of Dance Arts. And from there, we're going to take a turn, and we're going to go to another kind of school, the Philadelphia School of Circus Arts. Have you ever thought about running away and joining the circus? Well, not so simple these days, but listen, that's not easy stuff. Walking on a tightrope, flying on a trapeze, even juggling. I can't juggle. Can you juggle? Listen, I don't have those skills, but if you were ever interested in using your body to express yourself and entertain others, there is a school for circus arts, and she's going to tell us all about it. She is the founder and executive director. Her name is Shana Kennedy. So right now, let me thank Weinerman Pain and Wellness. They sponsor this show. I've been to their facilities. They do a great job, and they really know what they're doing. And I know what I'm talking about because I used to do, as an attorney, workers' compensation and personal injury and just in general, you know, if you get hurt, you need to get treated and you need to recover to be your best. But Weinerman Pain and Wellness is our sponsor. So last week, if you recall, we were delighted to have American Dinosaur, winners of PHL Live Center Stage Rock, and they performed live here. We heard from Terry English, president of the Special Forces Charitable Trust, and also, for those who are interested in running for public office, we got, some very important information on basically the basics of it. From Commissioner Al Schmidt, Philadelphia City Commissioner. That's the Election Commission. So right now, let me just turn my attention to our first guest. Very happy to have her here with me because I've seen her perform live on a couple occasions, and I am a fan. I heard her and I said, wow, I'm a fan. And her name is Laurin Talese. Laurin, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, fantastic. So listen, Laurin actually graduated from the University of Arts here in Philadelphia, and she has a Bachelor's of Music in Jazz Vocal Performance. She also worked with recording artists such as Jaguar Wright, Bilal, Robert Glasper, Vivian Green, and many others. She's performed with such notable and acclaimed orchestras and ensembles and chorals and whatever. These are all music terms. And and she has performed around the world, literally. But recently, she partnered with Grammy Award-winning drummer and producer Ulysses Owens Jr. and internationally acclaimed music director and producer Adam Blackstone to create a fantastic debut album, which features Owens and Blackstones alongside with Robert Glasper, Vivian Green, Josh Lawrence, Christian McBride, who I've met, and I think he's got 3 Grammys, but he's a living legend. and here in Philadelphia, which I love, Christian Sands, Eric Wortham II, and more. So her EP entitled An Invitation was released in the fall of 2015. And her debut album, it's entitled Gorgeous Chaos, was released in March 2016. And so here she is.
Hi.
Philadelphia native, I would say. And why don't you tell us what you're doing and how things are going since the release of your new album?
Oh, my goodness. What I'm doing. What aren't I doing?
I know.
I am a busy bee.
Mm-hmm.
Just spreading the word about the album and collaborating with so many talented musicians. You listed all of them, a lot of them, so
yes.
I won't go into names. But it's just been a blessing. Everyone on the album, I had the pleasure of working with new and old friends, and I'm so proud of their talent and their contribution to it. And so I've been performing with them around the country, and it's been such a pleasure. So right now I'm performing the music from the album, and I am working on a new project that I'm performing around the city. It's called The Song Stylist. It's a tribute to Nancy Wilson.
Oh, wow. Fantastic. And looking at your album, and just so many, really amazing artists on there. I know they wouldn't be working with you if they weren't, and these are Grammy Award winners here who are working with Laurin Talese because they know that she is worth working with. And so I see that you're going to be performing in New York City on February the 3rd and 4th.
Just the 3rd.
Just the 3rd,
yes.
Okay. And then performing in Philadelphia the weekend of February the 17th, 18th, and then in Atlanta on February the 25th. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct. On Friday, I will be performing with my trio, which is comprised of John Michelle on bass, Toru Dodo on keys, and Anwar Marshall, who is a Philadelphia native, on
excellent.
drums. And we will be performing 12 songs that I carefully curated for my project, Nancy Wilson, the Song Stylist. And it's just a very beautiful, I think, if I do say so myself, show just filled with a myriad of her tunes. And I just hope to be her when I grow up. She sings everything from jazz to soul to classics, and even Broadway tunes. And so I'm really looking forward to covering some of her tunes and hopefully channeling a little bit of her. Then on the 17th and 18th of February, just after Valentine's Day, and also just before Nancy Wilson's 80th birthday, I will be performing here in Philadelphia at South Kitchen and Jazz Parlor.
Okay.
I'll be doing 2 sets, one at 8 and one at 10, and I'll also be performing my tribute to Nancy Wilson as well. So it'll be with my trio that I just named, so it'll be really fun, and I look forward to meeting everybody who decides to listen today and to show up at the show.
Well, listen, I know they're going to have a great time. They're going to be entertained. They're going to be wowed by your skills and abilities, your talent.
Thank you.
But rather than me saying so, why don't we get into a performance so people can hear for themselves? What is this song that you're going to do?
I am going to perform a song called Love Poems, and it is a song written by Philadelphia native Bilal. And it was my favorite song when I toured with him doing background vocals, and I covered it on my album. And I also recently released a video for it, which was shot by my brother, Will Frierson. And I'm really proud of it, so I look forward to singing it for you guys.
Okay, well, listen, everybody. This is Laurin Talese performing Love Poems.
From across the room, started to ponder what we've been going through. What does my kiss mean to you? Are we just friends, or is it more to you? But if we label this, just picture what we might lose. Yes, that unexpected kiss that brought me straight to you. Meanwhile, my feelings grow, 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 grow. But if we label this just
Just picture what we might lose. That unexpected kiss that brought me straight to you. Why rush? Why choose? Why rush this thing and ruin me and you? I wanna love you and be your friend. I wanna be near you and not pretend. But if we label this, just picture what we might lose. That unexpected kiss that brought me straight to you. But if we label this, just picture what we might lose. That unexpected kiss that brought me straight to you. Just picture what we might lose. That unexpected kiss that brought me straight to you. But if we label this, just picture what we might lose. That unexpected kiss that brought me straight to you.
Outstanding. Laurin Talese, everybody. And listen, on bass, was that Christian McBride by any chance?
Yes, it was.
Oh,
on
my
bass,
goodness,
it was
yes.
Christian McBride. On keys, it was Christian Sands. And drums, it was Ulysses Owens Jr. And on guitar, you heard Anthony DiCarlo, who was actually from the Philadelphia area as well.
Oh, outstanding, outstanding. Now, listen, if people want to learn more about you, hear your...
One more thing.
Yes?
Monet Guthrie,
Okay.
who went to the University of the Arts with me, did some background vocals on there that
All
are
right,
just divine.
Monet, you got your...
Forget
yes,
that.
yeah, don't do that. Yes, everybody contributes.
Yes.
So if people want to hear your music, if they want to learn more about you, where can they go to find out?
they can go to a few places. I am so ever present online, so they can always follow me on my social media channels. I'm Laurin Talese. That's LaurinTalese. That's my name on Instagram, and then it's also my name on Facebook. And you can also go to my website, same spelling, laurintalese.com. And also, if you just want to go directly to purchase the music, you can go to iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, anywhere you get your music online.
And right now, your debut album is entitled Gorgeous Chaos.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about what that title represents?
That title represents the bridge between my late teens and 20s to me now at a proud 34.
Get out of here.
Yes.
I wouldn't have guessed
Everybody
that.
tells me I look 18. No, they don't.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Well, you look young.
Thank you. So I am so happy to have gotten to this point and to have experienced everything that I have in my years. I didn't know what I contributed in a relationship when I was in my late teens and 20s. I didn't know what I required. Right. I didn't have a guide or a template for what needed to happen. So that was a pretty chaotic time emotionally, and that I just didn't know what to do. So I didn't have a great understanding. I just felt chaos inside, and a lot of the things that ensued in the relationship that I was in at that time was chaotic. But what was gorgeous about it, what was a silver lining, was that with all that experience, you gain understanding, and you gain perspective, and you gain an appreciation for the great people that are brought into your life. And that's the gorgeous, beautiful part of it. So there you have it, Gorgeous Chaos.
Wow, that is wonderful. Now I will tell everyone that I have seen you perform, and not just me, but other people say you have a certain charisma when you perform, that the eye is drawn to you, and we watch you, even in the videos, like you're very charismatic.
Thank you.
So let's see, we have another song, this time co-written by you and Eric Wortham II. And what is the title of this song?
This song is called This Love.
Okay, so we're going to hear This Love performed by Laurin Talese.
This love I have is truly special. Love I have is providential. Makes me get so sentimental when I think of where I was. I was so lost before I found you. Funny thing is, you weren't hiding. You were standing right beside me, held me through the good, the bad, and in between. You are my best friend. Somehow you always know when I need you the most. Before I tell you so, a heart of charity when no one's looking, works quietly behind the scenes. Patient hands, they stay so busy. Fingers, money falls in between. Gives to anyone so freely. Makes me think and wanna be better. That's how it's supposed to be. So when we're old and gray and it looks like I'm on my way, I'm confident that I'll be able to say I've spent my whole life with knowing what love looks like, because of my best friend, my best friend. I've spent my whole life with knowing what love looks like, because of my best friend, my like because of my best friend.
Wow, fantastic. Outstanding. And great representative of Philadelphia. We hope to see you perform and, around the world as you are, but with greater and greater claim. And thank you. And thank you for being accessible and sharing your talents and for being on this show.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
All right. Laurin Talese, LaurinTalese. You could Google her, find out everything you need and to know and hear some great music. We're going to go to commercial break, but listen, don't go anywhere because I'm sitting across from the icon herself, Joan Meyers Brown, the fantabulous Philadanco and the School of the School of Dance Arts, and next to her, yet another school for the circus arts. And so we have three creative, innovative ladies sitting right here, and you'll want to hear from them, so stay tuned.
You are listening to In the Know with David O. Informative, substantive, intelligent talk radio on 860 AM WWDB.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by the Philly Labor RX Injured Workers Pharmacy Network, featuring PPC Pharmacy, First Choice Pharmacy, and Precision Scripts, providing injured workers with premium products and services from the point of injury through the entire healing process. The Philly Labor RX Pharmacy Network cares about injured workers.
My friends, this is Joe Krause. You've heard me on Philadelphia radio now for over 20 years, and you know I don't often endorse products or people unless they are real game changers. I want to tell you about Weinerman Pain and Wellness, located in Center City, Philadelphia. And at the end of this short personal endorsement, I want you to consider Weinerman Pain and Wellness. If you are recovering from an injury, if you or a family member has been diagnosed with a disorder that has stopped you in your tracks, or if you're like me, determined to learn about wellness while getting yourself prepared to stay healthy so you can enjoy the blessings of your family. Remember the name of this warm and caring location, Weinerman Pain and Wellness. Why should you consider Weinerman Pain and Wellness? Because they are who you expect them to be. Weinerman Pain and Wellness, on the web at WeinermanPainandWellness.com.
Weinerman Pain and Wellness, located at 100 South Broad Street, just south of City Hall. Call Weinerman Pain and Wellness at 215-988-9503. That's 215-988-9503. Call today.
Every day, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps demonstrate their commitment to defend the American way of life. Since 1775, we have served our nation as a force in readiness. From combat operations to humanitarian assistance in every corner of the world. No matter where the mission takes us today or wherever our country needs us tomorrow, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for each other, for our nation, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
All right, and we are back. This is David O, Councilman here in Philadelphia. Thank you for joining me in and around Philadelphia. Listen, next week, Tuesday, February the 7th, please join me at 2 o'clock. We're going to have some wonderful guests. Stanford Thompson. He's a musician and educator. He's a lot more than that, but I can't describe all that right now. But he's got a wonderful program, Play on Philly. And he's performed around the world. He's I don't know how you say it, a trumpeter. Well, anyway, he performs on a trumpet, and he's sharing his talents. I'm a little older, and so like this whole sustainability economy, it's really new to me. But someone who is really on the cutting edge of that is a young lady named Morgan Berman. She is the CEO of a company called My Milk Crate. And if you are interested in sustainability, the environment, all that, she's got an app for you. It's really for your employer, and maybe you'll want to hear about that as well. And then finally, a wonderful actor, Nakia Dillard. and he's going to answer the question, what the people want to know, what does it take to be a screen actor? And every week we answer a question, and so if you have a question, please submit it to me, David O, and you can do that at davidophilly@gmail.com. davidophilly@gmail.com. I try to answer your questions. And so now, let me introduce our next guest, our spotlight guest. This is Joan Meyers Brown. She's an artist, visionary, and entrepreneur. She, in 1960, founded the Philadelphia School of Dance Arts. And then 10 years later, she founded the Philadelphia Dance Company, affectionately known as Philadanco. And one of the reasons she did that is there were limited opportunities for African Americans in the dance field, and quite frankly, that's because of prejudice and other things that have been quite a struggle. And so she has spent an enormous amount of time and energy, and is now acclaimed for her work, but also for her for opening the door so that artists can be recognized on the merits of their abilities. She joins me, but let me tell you that she is a distinguished visiting professor at the University of the Arts. She's on the dance faculty at Howard University. She has an honorary degree from both Ursinus College and the University of Pennsylvania. She serves on many organizations' boards, including, she has in the past, National Endowment for the Arts, the State Arts Councils of Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Michigan, Nevada, and Ohio. And she was appointed to the choreographers panel of the Rockefeller Foundation Arts and Humanities Program, and was honored as Dance Women Living Legends. And that's not all. In 2005, the Kennedy Center honored her as a Master of African American Choreography. In 2009, she received the prestigious Philadelphia Award. And in 2013, she was one of the Dance USA honorees. And then her legacy was documented in 2011 with the publication of Joan Meyers Brown and the Audacious Hope of the Black Ballerina. In 2012, she received our nation's highest civic honor for excellence in the arts with a National Medal of the Arts presented by President Barack Obama. And so here she is, Joan Meyers Brown. How are you?
Hi, that sounds pretty good, right?
It sounds great. And by the way, I did see the video of the president putting the medal around your neck.
Well, that was quite exciting for me. I was just sitting here thinking, I'm glad I don't have to sing because I would hate to follow her. She was wonderful. Yeah.
Well, you're off the hook, but we're going to make Shana Kennedy juggle and while she's doing a handstand and some other things. But no, you're really here to let people know. And surprisingly, some people don't know about Philadanco and all the work. Could you let folks know what exactly is this?
Well, I always say Philadanco's more than a dance company because we have 2 schools and we have 3 dance companies. In fact, I just came off the road last night from being in Dallas, and the week before that we were in West Palm Beach, and tomorrow I'm going to Augusta, Georgia. So I sometimes don't know what I am. But the company travels a lot. We present concerts here in the city. We are the resident company at the Kimmel Center. This is our 15th year there.
Wow.
We have 2 schools, one in West Philly, one in the West Oak Lane section. And we just, we do dance, and dance does me.
Right, and let me say, because you are not saying it, but I know you would say it, very acclaimed, very renowned, highly respected, just a fantastic dance company. And I know that your dance company went to Incheon, South Korea.
And Seoul.
And Seoul as well.
And yesterday I just had a dance group from Seoul who was part of the association I founded, the International Association of Blacks in Dance.
Wow.
So I was happy to say, Kamasida. I said, that's my one word, Kamasanida.
Yes. Yes. So it's wonderful because it's really international. And just briefly, for those who don't know, it was not easy.
Well, it still isn't easy, and it's always surprising to me that here I am 47 years later, still trying to prove that Philadanco is worthwhile, worth supporting, or worth, being a part of. It's amazing to me, but we struggle on.
Yeah, so for all the acclaim, and people may see all the glitz and glamour, and when a presentation is made, it just looks like so fantastic, and no one thinks about any of the financial difficulties in making this happen. So first there was a struggle over just being accepted as an artist on your own merits and opening that door, and now with all the acclaim, still you got to pay the bills and keep the vision growing, and so there's an issue about whether or not Philadelphia as an environment, as a host city and a region, whether or not our city and our folks are really supporting the gems and jewels that we have.
Well, it's not just Philadanco. There's what we call the Big Six in Philadelphia that continually get funded, and those of us are, that are still smaller organizations are still in the struggle. But, it still has its benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Many youngsters that we're able to help start on their way with their careers in dance, and many of my students have open dance schools in the city. So it has its rewards. So, that's why you keep at it.
It escapes me right now because this was not planned, but I met a young man this morning who does tap dance, and he talked about Philadanco, and I think he teaches tap at your place, but he was in Taiwan. And
that's Robert Burden.
Yeah, so
right.
he has got some folks in Taiwan doing the style of tap that he
Philly
learned.
Tap, right?
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, because there's actually good news, and the good news is that you have a matching grant.
Yeah, we had a bequest. A friend of ours, fortunately, he died and left us $500,000. I like to say $500,000.
Sounds good to me.
It sounds good when you first hear it. Then you read the fine print.
Uh-oh. So what is the challenge?
The challenge is matching it. We have to raise 2 to 1, so we have to raise $1 million to get his $500,000. So, whatever we raise will be ours, but as 1 million people in Philly would just give us $1, I'd have that $1 million, right?
Well, let me ask you right now, because I want to make sure our listeners understand. I mean, this is a historic, highly acclaimed dance companies and school, cutting edge, just so worthwhile, and really it's wonderful that Philadelphia hosts Philadanco and all the folks involved. Joan Meyers Brown, highly acclaimed, but she is working hard to make sure that the legacy and the opportunities continue, whereby young people are given a great foundation that helps them not only in dance but outside of dance. But if they want to be professional dancers, people have said if you come from Philadanco, you can go anywhere.
Well, I always say if Barack Obama says I'm great, what happened?
So let me ask you this. If people listening right now wanted to make a contribution, is there a place that they could go or somewhere they could send it to?
Well, on our site, Philadanco.org, there's a place, a donation, contribution, support. You can go into PayPal and you can make a contribution, or you can just mail it to us. Then we don't have to pay any percentage.
Right, right.
Or stop past the studio, say hello, and bring $1. We'll be happy.
Right. So you can find Philadanco, on the web. You could Google it. But for those who are listening, what's the address? Where would they send
We're at 9 North Preston Street, but also my school's at 2100 East Washington Lane. We operate after school hours.
Yes.
But the office is open from 9 in the morning. 9 North Preston is right off of 40th and Market. It's called Philadanco Way.
Yes.
That was named by Rendell, so you can't miss it. Our building is the only one on the block.
Yes.
But we want to stay on the block. And they call that street now Platinum Row.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Because the University of Penn is just platinumizing the neighborhood. But we're going to stay in the community.
Right. Well, that's wonderful to hear. Are there any big events coming up for Philadanco?
Well, we're not at Philadelphia at the Kimmel Center until April. But again, we're touring tomorrow. We're in Augusta for 5 days. Then we're going to New Jersey. The company travels more than I would like because, I'm getting to be a senior citizen. But we're still at it, and the company we're going to England in May for a week and a half. So we're busy, but not busy enough to keep the bills paid.
Yes, and so are there any fundraising events coming up or things
Well, we're
like that?
thinking about trying to plan something around our touring schedule.
Okay.
And presently we're thinking about around our Kimmel Center presentation.
Okay.
So we've been talking to you.
Yes,
about
I'm always
Lee
happy to help.
Daniels and Leslie Odom. They're some graduates of my program, so we want to make sure those big shots come out and support us too. But we still need the community to get in and say, I'm with Philadanco all the way.
Now, there is a time limit on this, right?
Oh, yeah, the 29th of June we have to do this.
So if you don't raise money by the 29th of June, you lose the opportunity for that $500,000.
Yep. But it's still a catalyst to help us. So we're going to work hard. We've been working hard. We're over our first 100,000, so we only got 900,000 to go.
Yes. All right. Well, listen, for those who really appreciate the work of Joan Meyers Brown, Philadanco, this is a great opportunity where for every $2 she gets another $1, and there's a lot of work and so much more to be done.
Thank you. Well, I thank you for your support and for bringing us on so we can share this story with our community.
Well, thank you. Stay tuned because we're going to go from dance to circus arts right after this commercial break.
You are listening to In the Know with David O. Informative, substantive, intelligent talk radio on 860 AM WWDB.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by the Philly Labor RX Injured Workers Pharmacy Network, featuring PPC Pharmacy, First Choice Pharmacy, and Precision Scripts, providing injured workers with premium products and services from the point of injury through the entire healing process. The Philly Labor RX Pharmacy Network cares about injured workers.
My friends, this is Joe Kraus. You've heard me on Philadelphia radio now for over 20 years, and you know I don't often endorse products or people unless they are real game changers. I want to tell you about Weinerman Pain and Wellness, located in Center City, Philadelphia. And at the end of this short personal endorsement, I want you to consider Weinerman Pain and Wellness. If you are recovering from an injury, if you or a family member has been diagnosed with a disorder that has stopped you in your tracks, or if you're like me, determined to learn about wellness while getting yourself prepared to stay healthy so you can enjoy the blessings of your family. Remember the name of this warm and caring location, Weinerman Pain and Wellness. Why should you consider Weinerman Pain and Wellness? Because they are who you expect them to be. Weinerman Pain and Wellness on the web at WeinermanPainandWellness.com.
Weinerman Pain and Wellness, located at 100 South Broad Street, just south of City Hall. Call Weinerman Pain and Wellness at 215-988-9503. That's 215-988-9503. Call today.
At any given moment, somewhere in America, a baby is taking a first step, a developmental milestone. But for too many parents, a baby's first steps aren't just a milestone. They're a miracle. These are the parents of babies who were born prematurely or with birth defects. It's a crisis affecting more than 500,000 babies in the United States each year. You can help them by joining volunteers like you who walk in March for Babies. The money you raise funds research and local programs that help babies overcome the challenges of premature birth and birth defects. Together, our steps make stronger, healthier babies a reality for thousands of families. Sign up today at marchforbabies.org to take the steps that help make milestones and even miracles possible. Who will you march for?
Introducing the YMCA. What, you already know the why? Or so you think. Sure, you know the why for a swim, a workout, even a game of hoops. But did you know we're more than that? We're a cause. When you take your jump shot at the Y, someone else is getting job training. Take a cardio class, while kids are in an after-school enrichment program. Practice your downward-facing dog as a teen practices her leadership skills. That's the why. We work with people no matter their age, income, or background and give them the opportunity to learn, grow, and thrive, all with one simple goal in mind, to strengthen our community. And we've got so much more that does just that. So while you might think of the Y as that place for lifting weights, we're also about lifting entire communities. Introducing the Y. We're so much more than a place. We're a cause. Visit ymca.net/more.
We are back. You are in the know with David O. Thank you for joining me. Informative, intelligent, substantive talk radio. Every week we answer a question, and today's question has to do with the Circus School. Did you know that we have a Circus School here in Philadelphia? And what exactly is it? Sounds very interesting. And there may be actually a lot more to it than you may think. And so joining us is the Executive Director, Shana Kennedy, and she's going to tell us about the Circus School.
Sure. Thanks. It's so nice to be here, and I love an opportunity to talk about our school and what we do. I've been in Philadelphia for a long time, moved here in the year 2000, and my husband and I were doing circus performing at that time. My husband is still a juggler, and I'm a trapeze artist.
My goodness.
So, yeah, when we settled here in Philadelphia, we were looking for a place to continue performing and training, and teaching was kind of an afterthought at that point. So we moved into a house in Germantown, and we set up a rig inside and a backyard rig as well for the summer times.
Right.
And people just started hearing about me and wanting to take lessons.
For those who don't know, what are the circus arts? Okay, the flying trapeze, the walking the tightrope, those are things that come, juggling. What else is involved in the circus arts?
Well, so I'll start off by just saying that there's a difference between circus skills and the way circus is presented artistically. And you're hearing a lot right now about the closing of Ringling Brothers. That was the big news a couple weeks ago. And what that represents is a closing of a very traditional circus, a big part of our history, but not at all what circus represents today. There are many other kinds of circus companies and circus skills that exist.
Right.
But they start with these foundational physical techniques. So we have trapeze, we have tight wire walking, we have juggling, acrobatics, clowning, all kinds of balancing apparatus like unicycles and sear wheels. There's many different types of disciplines that are included under the umbrella of circus arts.
Right. Now, they sound so very difficult. I mean, they look beautiful, but I could just imagine it's not easy to do. And so training, and I suppose an aptitude is a very important part of this.
Training is the important part. I don't know that natural aptitude is as big of an issue unless you're in the most elite category of circus performers.
That's good news. So we can all do this.
We can all do this. And that's what people are finding at the circus school, is that anyone of any age, any body type, any fitness level can do something in the circus.
So you have kids and you have seniors. You have all sorts of people.
We do. And we start at age 18 months. My oldest students right now are in their 70s. And they all find something that they love. I mean, aerials, so trapeze and rope climbing and aerial silks started off as our most popular disciplines.
Right.
But we've really expanded now to doing a lot more things.
And do you think of it more as art, or do you think of it more as like business?
Sure, or as a sport. There's many different ways you can think of it.
Yes.
Circus is an art. And it hasn't been treated as such in American culture for a lot of its history.
Right.
It was seen as sort of a business and entertainment business.
Right.
All the circus companies that existed in the early days in the golden age of circus were little small business operations.
Right.
So circus as an art form really started to expand in other countries. In Europe and Canada and even parts of Asia, circus has taken on this new artistic realm that we're just beginning to see here, where it's combining with theater and dance and having a real expressive quality to it.
Right. And
people are taking notice and starting to think that there's more you can do with circus other than just saying, ta-da, here's a fancy trick.
Right. Now, you do have to do these incredible, physically demanding, movements, balance and all that, with a look of like it's like a pleasure, right? You can't.
Absolutely.
So how is this being how does the artist present this, kind of feeling of flying or all that with that look of ease?
Sure, that's part of the magic of it. And when I think of the real fundamentals of what circus is about, I think of that kind of flying through the imagery, the idea that someone's doing something that seems superhuman, seems beyond the possible, right? But there you're seeing it. You're seeing this physical amazing achievement. And that is the basis for then where can you go from there? What can you say about that? What is there to say about somebody flying through the air? And that's the question that modern circus artists are asking. But the idea of it making it look easy or smiling through it, that's a simple performance technique that people learn as circus artists, but as well as they learn as dancers or as actors or as musicians. It's no one wants to see the strain and challenge of what you're doing. They want to see that you're enjoying it. And in the case of circus arts, for sure, we are really enjoying it. We are really loving those experiences of doing the art and being on stage.
Now, you have an interesting background because I think you were going in one course. Were you in college and then you left and headed to Europe and joined a circus school? Is that right?
Yeah. So this was before I moved to Philadelphia. This was back in the 90s when there weren't circus schools in the U.S. at all.
Right.
And so to learn circus, you had to go overseas, and I found a school in England that I could train at. So I left the middle of my university career, went to England, spent a year doing like a foundational circus arts course,
right,
and then came back to finish my college degree and get some performing work as well. So I had a path that was a little bit dodging back and forth, trying different things. But since then, things have changed so much in the U.S. for how you can learn circus. There are actually over 200 circus schools in the U.S. now.
Oh, I did not notice.
Yeah.
But you also have kind of a new program called Circadium.
I do. And that's what makes Philadelphia, our position, really unique right now. So Circadium is the country's first higher education program for circus. It's the first school where students who want to train full-time, become professionals, can go. And they're going to a 3-year course, and they're starting this year. So 2017 is the year Circadium is launching.
Very, very excited. So unfortunately, folks, if you wanted to apply for this, I think the applications were in November of last year.
Yeah,
and
applications
now
have closed.
Something's going on in March. What's going on in March?
We have live auditions in March. So all the students who've passed our application process are coming to live auditions. And then from that, we'll choose between 15 and 20 students to start the program in September.
Right. Now, what is this program going to consist of? And again, this is not this is separate from the School of Circus Arts, where, as Shana said, anyone can participate, from a child to teenagers to seniors. There's something for everybody, but this is actually for those that are very serious about getting a much higher level of training and understanding about the circus arts. Is that correct?
Exactly. That's exactly right. And the 2 schools will exist in the same building. We'll be sharing space a lot, but the programs will be very different. And as you said, the Philadelphia School of Circus Arts, that's still always going to be a place where anyone can come and try whatever they like. There's also observation areas where people can watch things. There's shows that happen. The Philadelphia School of Circus Arts is very busy all the time. But Circadium will be this elite group, 15 to 20 students who are training 30 to 40 hours a week. They're doing a program that includes all the circus disciplines, plus theater and dance and academic classes as well. Because we really believe that artists who are graduating now, they need to think of themselves as entrepreneurs. They need to have a sense of how to manage their finances, how to manage themselves in marketing and business sense. Also, artistic things such as production management and costume design and lighting. There's many, many things an artist needs to know to be able to survive in the world. So we're including all of those things in Circadium's program.
For those who may be interested in Circadium for next year, what kind of student are you looking for? Are these people who are going to really kind of like go on to be professional circus, artists?
Circadium students are. And so for students who are thinking about it, I would honestly recommend they start at the Philadelphia School of Circus Arts and try some recreational classes first and see if it's really for them. We do have a few students applying for Circadium who don't have any circus background at all, who are high-level dancers or gymnasts or other kinds of artists. But it's going to be a hard road for them starting from zero with the circus arts.
Right.
So I do recommend that people try it and see if they like the skills and also if they feel they have the stamina to train for 30 or 40 hours a week in something that's so physical.
Yeah, that's very demanding on your body and I'm sure emotionally as well.
It is.
Yeah. So for folks who are interested, where can they go to learn more about the Circus School of Circus Arts and Circadium? Sure.
There are 2 websites that are important to remember. One is phillycircus.com. That's the Philadelphia School of Circus Arts. And then Circadium is circadium.com, circadium.com.
Okay, well, that's wonderful. Let me ask you this about your personal story. Once you got through the School of Circus Arts in Europe, you began performing. How old were you then?
I was 19. I think I left the circus school when I was 20, but still very young. although I came to circus arts later, I didn't start till my late teens. Many circus performers in the past and now will start younger than that. But circus is one of those disciplines that you don't actually have to start as a kid. You know, gymnastics, you've really got to start when you're a kid.
Right, right.
But you can become a circus artist starting in your late teens, early 20s even, depending on the discipline you're doing.
Okay, and what was your experience as a young circus performer?
Well, I'll tell you, I honestly was not the best circus performer. I'm a much better director and teacher than I was an artist, partly because I'd like to do lots of different things, and to become an artist in circus, you have to be focused on one thing for long periods of time. So my husband is actually the better performer of the family. He's still a full-time performing juggler.
Now, he performed in Circus Soleil.
Cirque du Soleil. Yeah,
Yes.
We were on tour. We took the whole family on tour for 4 years.
2010 to 2014.
That's
is that
right. That's exactly
Okay.
right. Yeah, and he's he's a wonderful artist, and he just has the mindset for it.
Yes.
Whereas for me, being on the management side is a much better fit.
Okay. So in terms of the future, as you look forward with this new program in your school, what are you finding in terms of the people who participate, the growth of the school, and how you're kind of bringing this whole concept of the legitimate circus arts to life here in Philadelphia, and I'm sure across our country?
Absolutely. I mean, I see nothing but bright signs. Our numbers of students at the Philadelphia School of Circus Arts are increasing all the time. We have 500 students a week now.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's about 100 classes that are going on every week. And that's just people who are there doing it for fun. Circus has become so much more of a mainstream accepted art form and discipline than it used to be. People understand it. They know what it is. They understand the benefits of it. And so that's going really, really well. For Circadium, it's a much scarier path because a higher education program is a leap that has never been taken in this country before.
Right.
We've seen it in other countries, very successful, but they tend to have a lot more government funding than we do. So in Canada and in Europe, where you see these wonderful higher education programs, they might be 50% funded by the governments of those countries. So we don't have that possibility. And so our job is to kind of make a model that will work for us here, finding some combination of fundraising and students paying tuition and different ways of making it work so that we can afford to educate these students in the way that they need to be competitive internationally.
Yeah, that's interesting to me because I chair a committee here in Philadelphia on our city council. It's a committee on global opportunities and the creative, innovative economy. And so, for my listeners, let me say that, we very much look at the creative arts economy as an important aspect of Philadelphia's economic capabilities, that we have talented people that have opportunities to earn a living and to help others earn a living. And so times are definitely changing. And while we look at the traditional economic engines of music, filmmaking, and other things, it's important to see what is new and developing here in Philadelphia and around the world.
I really agree, and I think that's one of the reasons we are so excited to be in Philadelphia is because we sense that supportive part of the Philadelphia government and also just the society here. People are very open to new art forms and to seeing live performance. There's a lot of partnerships that we've made already with lots of different arts organizations, and it just seems like a very rich place to be creating new work here. Some of my board members are very excited about the idea that Philadelphia is the city of firsts. The first this, the first that. There's so many different firsts that happen here, and we are now going to be the first real professional school for circus in the U.S.
Is there a performance coming up that people can see? Is that something that is available?
Sure. So Circadium students you won't see for a while yet. They don't start until September. But the Philadelphia School of Circus Arts has students that do shows throughout the year, and we have several coming up in February. On February 11th and 12th, our adult students are doing a soiree, kind of a Valentine's themed soiree.
Nice. Yeah.
Yes. And that's over at the school. The school is in Germantown, by the way, in Green and Rittenhouse Streets.
Green and Rittenhouse Streets.
In Germantown. And then 2 weeks later, on February 24th and 25th, our youth students are doing a performance called Neverland. It's kind of the pre-story of what happened before Peter Pan, told in the language of circus.
Okay.
So we have 24 youth students who are doing that fantastic show at the end of February.
And what time is that, and what's the fee for that, entry fee?
Oh, you're going to trick me up here. I don't know all the details. The February 11th and 12th shows are on Saturday. I believe we're doing 2 shows on Saturday. It might be just that one day. And I believe the ticket price is $15. On the 24th and 25th, we have shows on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And again, the ticket price is around $10 to $15 if it's student or adults.
Right.
But all that information is on our website, too. You can buy tickets directly on the website at phillycircus.com.
Okay, phillycircus.com, folks. Is there anything you would like to say kind of to our listeners as last things you want to impart?
Sure. I guess the last thing I'd like to say is that I'm just really thrilled to have been invited to be part of this program, because it's one more sign to me that Circus is part of that fabric of Philadelphia's arts scene that we all value so much. And for the longest time, we were just not considered part of that, and it feels really welcoming to me to be invited here. And Circus is alive and well in Philly. We are doing so many things. I can't wait to show it to more people.
Well, thank you. I mean, listen, I'm respectful. I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm a little intimidated because I know physically what you can do, and that's not an easy thing. It's just tremendous talents and abilities. So thank you, and thanks for sharing it and bringing all these circus arts here to Philadelphia for our folks here to enjoy.
Thank you so much.
All right, and with that, I'm going to say that it's been a great show for me. I enjoy bringing just such amazing people to you, and please remember to tune in next week, 2 to 3 o'clock, when we'll have actor Nakia Dilliard, who was on just some great shows, Wire and some other things. He's doing a movie right now. Morgan Berman of My Milk Crate, and Stanford Thomas. You may have heard a lot about him, but you'll get to meet him next week. Thank you.
You've been listening to In the Know with David O on 860 AM WWDB. Tune in again next Tuesday at 2 p.m. for more informative, substantive, intelligent talk radio with Philadelphia Councilman David O.